Chapter 14, The Bargain. Emotions swinging wildly between grief and rage, you run into the B&B and slam through your bedroom door so hard it hits the wall and bounces closed. You let out a scream. Then, haul open the closet, start tossing your clothes in your suitcase, ranting out loud to the empty room. To hell with the entity, to hell with all of this. Suddenly you stop, your hands are shaking, your heart pounding, you heave one deep sob and slump onto the bed, covering your face with your hands as you finally give in to tears. I can't believe I'm running again. I thought I found a family here. Thought I was home, but I was kidding myself. No one's safe around me, not even the vampires or werewolves. Alexander and Skylar love me. I know they do. But that's not enough to fight off an evil demon, and it never will be. You sigh and push off the bed, gathering your bag and hanging your camera carefully around your neck. Your chest aches with the grief of a heavy heart as you head for the door. I gotta get out of here. If I think about them anymore, I'm gonna change my mind. 5 minutes later, you gun the car engine and peel out of the parking lot, fishtailing wildly onto the foggy road that leads away from Hidden Grove. You grip the wheel hard, hoping the pain will stop the tears, and though you've done this countless times before, you've never felt so alone in your life. Because this time's different. This time I'm leaving behind people I love. A burst of light and Peter winks into the seat beside you. Ah! You slam the brakes, gravel flying as you veer off the pavement, and come to a jolting stop on the side of the road. Peter, what? How the hell did you even do that? Faye, remember? We've got ways of tracking people down. You could have just called me instead of scaring the crap out of me. I could have, but I didn't want to give you the chance to say no. You're making a mistake, Lila. It's not a mistake. Well, not checking out is definitely a mistake. At least I hope it was. You're not skipping out on the bill, are you? Of course not. I was going to send you the money. I'm just teasing you, Lila, but I do think you're making a mistake leaving. Think about everyone who'll miss you. Peter, if you're trying to charm me into changing my mind, I'm telling you now, it's not going to work. Running is the only way to save Alexander and Skylar. Not to mention you, the rest of the town. I leave and the problems leave with me. Everyone's safe. Except you. It's not about me. It's about protecting the people I love. Perhaps you haven't noticed this about us, but we're pretty powerful. We're used to doing the protecting. Oh, I definitely noticed that, but this is another level, and I won't ask you to risk your lives for me. You're not asking or offering. Taking that decision out of your hands, well, now you're just being selfish. Are you actually going to guilt me? Is it working? No. Peter heaves a deep sigh and shrugs. It was worth a try. Will you at least let me give you one last gift? Is it some charm that's going to magically change my mind? No, but it is magical. While I was rewarding the house, I found this spelled outfit I stashed in the attic years ago. It's covered in a protective glamour, kind of like a disguise. He holds it up, twisting the fabric to show off its slinky lines and mysterious deep hood. Not to mention, it's stylish as hell. Totally fits the sassy woman on the run. You look you're going on. What am I gonna be? Little Green Riding Hood? Feel its style, you'll get by with a little help from your friends. That's my little fashion bug. Come on, try it on. You get out of the car, wiggle into the outfit by the side of the road. Peter adjusts the shoulders and smooths down the hood, then stands back to give you the once-over. Well, what do you think? See for yourself. Another pop and a mirror appears in his hands. He's just like a, fairy godmother. That's convenient. Right, so, what do you think? You peer into the glass, checking yourself from every angle. Badass. Badass with a side of fries. Now come on, I think I deserve a big ol' hug for this. You throw your arms around him, holding him close for one long moment, and then you blink back your tears and push him away. Okay, time to get on the road. I need to put as many miles between me and Hidden Grove as I can before she realizes I'm gone. Lila, take care of yourself, okay? You too. Peter winks away, and you get back into the car and lean your forehead against the wheel. The sudden absence of his infectious cheer makes the silence of the lonely road seem even more oppressive. That sense of profound loneliness hits you again, stronger, sharper than before. That's it. That's the last person from Hidden Grove I'll ever see. The realization is a punch in the gut. You hesitate before starting the car back up. I can't second-guess myself now. Peter's right that I'm taking the decision out of their hands, but it's because they're willing to fight that I have to leave. I'm making the decision that's right for me, the only one I can live with. They may not understand now, but they will eventually. You sigh and move to start the car again, when suddenly there's another snap out of energy, and again, you feel a presence behind you. Should have known he wouldn't give up that easily. Peter, look, I know you mean well, but I'm not changing my mind. I'm so glad to hear it. A gust of cold, noxious air dances over your skin, and you look up to see a familiar pair of eyes glinting in the rear view mirror. Hello, my dear. Holy sh... Your gaze darts around the car as you search for a weapon, and then you realize your best option is already hanging around your neck. You aim the flash at the mirror and take a picture. Ah, flashbang. Taking advantage of her moment of temporary blindness, you bolt out of the car into the woods, dodging branches, leaping over roots in a desperate attempt to escape. Her voice, dripping with malicious glee, rings in the cool night air, rustling the leaves on the trees. You can't run from me, Lila. With a flurry of shadow, she's in front of you. You skid to a halt, throwing your hands out to balance. Good girl. Cold rage surges in your chest as you clench your fists and scream. For the last time, what do you want? You're doing nothing but chasing and terrorizing me and talking in riddles. I'm leaving Hidden Grove, you behind me. I'm done with this game. The smug smile turning up, her lips curls your stomach. But it's been such a fun game. You're right, though. It's time I tell you what I want. It's quite simple, really. I want to make a bargain. A bargain? The word brings you up short. It's so clear and distinct, and a refreshing change after so many vague threats and cryptic demands. It almost feels too good to be true. Why do you want to make a bargain now? Because I've been waiting, Lila. Waiting to grow stronger. Waiting to find just the right leverage to bend you to my will. The leverage, but oh, Alexander and Skylar. Exactly. I assume you'd like to keep them unharmed, yes? In exchange for leaving your loved ones in peace, you will allow me to possess your body. Possess me? But I thought you were trying to kill me. I would never kill a lovely little creature like you. I want to help you live forever. But if you're so powerful now, why not just do it? Oh, I could. This offer is merely a courtesy. That's bullshit, you know it. Despite the fog of panic clouding your mind, some instinct tells you there's more to the story. She's hiding something and I need to figure out what it is. Because if you give over willingly, there's no fighting, but if you don't, and she takes over, there's fighting. You take a minute to go think through all the interactions you've had with her, the things she said, the way she's responded. She likes to brag. She definitely likes it when I flirt with her. Those are both weaknesses that I could use against her. But she's mercurial at best, psychotic at worst, and unfortunately she's not stupid. To press for more info or to play it safe? Oh, okay. Diamond choice, got it. I'm smart enough to handle this right. Are you? The entity laughs as she drifts past you, her diaphanous robes curling like twists of smoke. You turn with her, determined not to let her catch you off guard. I can see the little mind of yours were thinking, Lila. Come now. This can't be too difficult. Your body in exchange for the lives of your loved ones. Not to mention all this power and beauty at your disposal. Good. She's talking. She's in a talking mood. Time to set Operation Ask a Demon in motion. I'm going to use that giant ego against her. You shrug your shoulder and laugh. Well, I guess being possessed by a powerful demon could have its benefits. Oh, it definitely does. No creature on Earth will be able to defeat you. All you have to do is say, yes. Wait, would it be painful? It can be, but for you, I'll be gentle. A tendril of smoke curls around your wrists, and you fight hard not to flinch. My immortal strength will slide like silk through your veins, whisper into your mind, give you knowledge and power beyond your imagining. Ugh. Have I convinced you yet? I think I need to know a little more. If this is for life, I want to make sure I don't regret it in a couple 100 years. How could anyone regret having this kind of power? A wink and she's gone, and you spin to find her standing directly behind you. Ah. You see? Fun. Scaring people? Oh, yes. I feed on fear, remember? And so will you. Believe me, there is nothing more delicious than the sweet taste of terror. So, are you feeding from me now? I am feeding from you always, becoming stronger with every little bite. I can tell you're radiating power. Even a human like me can feel it. You've become sensitive to it. Power has a sentience all its own. It wants you, Lila, and together we can become the most dominant creature on the earth. Right. But why would you want to possess me? Seems like a downgrade. Don't underestimate yourself, Lila. You're quite beautiful in your own right, but... She sighs, a strange vulnerability in her eyes. She almost looks sad. It's been so long since I've felt anything. I mean, that's what happens when, you're a demon. What do you mean? As she talks, something in her pulses, her body becoming more solid, more human with every word. In this body, the only sensations I experience are hunger and pain. I can only conjure the physical form now because of the energy I've siphoned from you, but still it feels nothing. Do you have any idea what it's like to wander the earth for centuries in such a state? At times I've become so desperate I've touched silver just to savor the burn. Wait, silver burns her too? Now there's something I can use. Even pain is better than the void I've endured for so long. That's no reason to hurt people. But I'm hungry, Lila. So hungry. You will be when I possess this sweet body of yours. So we would still have to feed. Not as often. Your human energy will be enough to sustain us, as I assure you. You will come to crave the taste of pain. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't think so. Do you mind if I ask one last question? Anything, my dear. I want to know your name. She startles back, her body turning smoky and soft around the edges. What's the matter? No one has ever asked me that before. Well, if I'm giving you my body, I should at least know what to call you. Very well. My name is Melodicia. Interesting name. Now, if we're done with questions, I would like to get on with this. Wait. You step back and run your hand through your hair, desperately thinking of some new way to pry the information out of her. Wait, what? What did you mean by courtesy? If you could force me, why haven't you done it already? I told you. I was waiting. Damn it. She's still holding back. What the hell's she hiding from? And then it hits you. You need my permission, don't you? She pauses, her eyes, her smile growing hard and cold. Such a clever girl, Lila. Very well. You are correct. I would have taken you already, but for one little detail. If I force myself into your body, it could have rather unfortunate effect of killing you. Is that how you killed my mother? And your grandmother, in fact. Why? Why did you do that if you knew they would die? Because they continued to defy me, and I suppose I lost my temper. Oops. But I will not take the chance with you. I want your body, Lila. It is mine by rights. Well, that, and she figured she had kids. Your grandmother had your mother had you. You don't have an offspring. The curse breaks with you. The hell it is. Oh dear, I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, but it's true. Your great-grandmother made the bargain. But why would she do that? Because she was weak, mewling little creature, married to an oaf of a man. So she summoned me and made a pact. I gave her power to break free, and in exchange, I would claim her body after 30 years. But the dishonest little twit reneged, spent the rest of her life running as a result. Sound familiar? She passed that state down, your grandmother, your mother, and now you. But what do any of us have to do with it? Our ancestor made the deal, not us. Ah, but did you think I wouldn't have some form of insurance? Our contract stated that if she refused to carry out her end of the arrangement, the women in her bloodline would inherit the debt. Your own family is to blame for your suffering, the consequences, my dear. That's not fair. Not fair. I saved that little mouse from a life of servitude and abuse. You should thank me. You gotta be kidding me. You actually want me to thank you for ruining my life? And after you took advantage of my great-grandmother's desperation? It's not my fault she went back on her word. Besides, if you're angry, you should blame your grandmother and mother as well. I am not unreasonable. I offered them the same bargain I'm offering you. They both refused. And now, here you are, the last of your bloodline. Do you really want to follow into their foolish footsteps, Lila? You suck in a sharp breath as you process her words, trying to imagine your mother and grandmother facing down this same situation. They didn't back down, which probably means I shouldn't either. Then again, that didn't exactly end well for them. What's to even think about? You're alone in this world. There's no one waiting for you at home. You don't even have a home. Your heart aches as you think of your life on the run. A car full of all your earthly possessions just a few yards away, ready to run off again. But no pain compares to thinking about who you're leaving behind. That's not true. I have people who care about me deeply. Not for long, because I promise you, if you deny me again, I won't just kill you. I'll destroy that podunk little town and everyone in it. Including those two monsters you so adore. Don't you Her voice pitches low, her sibilant words slithering like sweet poison in your mind. Come now, Lila. Would it be so bad? All this beauty, power, no more pain, no more fear. Your loved one is safe. It would be so easy, wouldn't it? Just saying yes. It's tempting. So tempting. As you float on your tranquil sea of her voice, you close your eyes and begin to whisper the words. A loud clash of voices startles you out of your deadly trance. Lila, don't listen. Get away from her. The gasp in shock and relief as the familiar voices of Skylar and Alexander fill the quiet woods. With a violent shriek that pierces the night, she turns on you, eyes flashing. Of course your little pets have arrived. Pathetic. This isn't over, Lila. I'm not going anywhere until I get what your family owes me. She whips away in a gust of winter cold and you drop to your knees, gasping for air, utterly horrified by how close you came to giving in. I almost said yes. I almost let her possess me. What was I thinking? Because she's kind of like a siren. Alexander and Skylar crash through the woods to kneel at your side. You stumble out to meet them. Their arms come around you in a fierce protective hug, their questions tumbling over each other as you try to catch her breath. Are you hurt? Did she touch you? What were you doing here with her? Lila, look at me. Let me see your eyes. I'm okay, but what are you doing here? What happened to the duel? Oh, that. Over before it really even began. How? The two of you were anxious to leap at each other's throats. Peter arrived and informed us that you left Hidden Grove. That put a stop to things immediately. We decided you were more important than any paltry differences between us and came as soon as we could. We decided, pretty sure I was the one who stopped the fight and convinced you to go. That is not how I recall it. Then I must have hit that thick vampire head of yours harder than I thought. Whoa, time out. Let's just say you both decided to put your issues aside and work together, okay? Very well. Sure, whatever. A moment of petulant silence, and Skylar huffs a laugh and nudges Alexander with his elbow. Gotta admit, though, that was a pretty good hit. I will concede that you are not without a great deal of strength for a wolf. You took it well, in fact, and you're pretty good in a fight. As are you, though perhaps a touch too reckless. That's part of my patented Skylar Hemming charm. As they continue their banter, it hits you that despite how calm they seem now, they gave up a lot to come save you. Between the treaty and the pride, they both must care for me so much that to have dropped their duel to be here. You feel a sudden overwhelming need to confess the words that have been hiding in your heart for far too long. I know it isn't really the right time, but I can't wait any longer. I have to confess my feelings to Skylar, confess my feelings to Alexander, get back to the fight. So I can only do it to one, huh? Okay. So I have some problems with this. So, if you think about it, Skylar, the reason why you feel so attracted to him is because you're his, air quote, fated mate. Right? You're his fated mate. And so, yeah, no, talk about really leaning towards, because you're forced to, right? Because you're his fated mate. So any and all feelings that you do or do not have for him, mainly the ones that do, are because of the fated mate BS. Alexander, however, there's no forced thing. I'm going to see if I can confess to one, and then, maybe both, but let's lean with the one. I know, vampire, how dare. You look to Skylar, giving him a gentle smile. Skylar, I need to talk to Alexander. Are you okay holding things down here with the entity? You see the jealousy flicker in his eyes, quickly covered with a nonchalant smirk. Sure, I'll keep her busy. Nothing annoys a demon more than a werewolf chasing it in circles. As Skylar shifts to a wolf form and lopes away, you take Alexander's hand and lead him to a peaceful nook at the base of a sheltered tree. This looks like a good place. But when you turn to face him, your heart skips at the look of fierce concern in his eyes. Alexander, what's wrong? Lila, are you certain you're well? She's so nearly possessed you. I want to make sure. I'm fine, Alexander. All me. Alexander closes his eyes and sighs with a heartfelt relief. Thank God. When I saw her touching you, He lets out a shuddering breath and looks away. Lila, I have roamed this earth for centuries and encountered many insidious creatures. A demon's power is another thing to take lightly, especially their power of possession. When a demon possesses a human, eventually it kills the host. She said I'd be immortal. A lie. You would live within her for a time, and a passenger in your own body, but slowly your humanity would fade and you would die. It would search for a new host. Your heart thumps with fear of your near fatal mistake. I should have known she was lying. Demons are most adept liars in the supernatural world. If I'd known her intentions, I'd have warned you. I am very sorry, Lila. I should have protected you better. You did. You saved me. But only just. When I heard her seductive words, I knew it wouldn't be long until you gave in. My heart nearly stopped at the thought. I am not strong enough to live without you, Lila. Well, good thing you never have to, because I'm not going anywhere. He cups your face in his hands, his fierce eyes searching yours. Is it true, Lila? Do you really feel so much for me? Of course I do. It's the reason I ran from the fight. I knew if I left, she'd stop messing with your head. Yes, that was a near thing. How near? Very. Well, I guess my ultimatum worked. It did indeed. When I heard the finality in your voice, I knew your threat was in earnest. Is that what changed your mind? Yes. Add that and the realization that fighting a duel for such a ridiculous notion as honor, it was a fool's errand. What's important to me now is you. Protecting you, caring for you, kissing you. How about kissing me now? He pulls you against him, but far from searing passion you expect. The kiss is lingering, lovely, and all the emotions in his heart pouring into yours. Alexander, he pulls away with a sigh and presses his forehead to yours. I have not cared for someone in this way for many years. I never thought I would again. I never thought I would at all. I got so used to fending for myself, always alone, always afraid, but now I've never felt as safe and protected with anyone as I do with you. I care for you so much, Alexander. How much? He brushes a soft kiss to the hollow of his throat, knowing it's time to finally confess what's in your heart. I want to whisper in his ear. You nuzzle his neck a minute before pressing a delicate trail of kisses from the base of his throat to the shell of his ear. He shivers as your breath tickles his skin. I've been protecting my heart for too long, Alexander. I've lost so many people. I never wanted to feel that pain again. But now that I found you, realizing that the living that way is no life at all, I never want to let you go, Alexander. You're the most important person in the world to me. And I need you to know. You hold your breath, somehow still afraid to say the words. I need you to know that I love you, Alexander Hyde. He lets out a sigh and leans back to take your face in his hands. Say it again, Lila. I love you. I love you. His breath catches in his throat, and he brushes his head to yours. As I love you, Lila, and if you will have this dour old vampire, then I will take you to my castle, and I will never let you go. Offer accepted. He laughs. His laugh is the most joyous sound you've ever heard, and he lifts you in his arms to spin you around. Alexander, you're making me dizzy. He sets you back on your feet, the delight on his face mirroring your own. I love you. I will always love you. You are my heart. You are my soul. You are my eternal love. Then his lips are on yours for a searing kiss. The air between you grows charged, and he walks you back until you're pressed against a tree in his long, lithe body. His hands trail fire up your sides to your breast, his fingers rolling hard around your peaks, and you moan. He hooks your legs around his waist, grinding into you, hard and fierce. Heat pulses in your core, and you arch into him, reveling in the electric desire coursing through you. Then you remember where you are, and why, reluctantly, and you push him back. Alexander, wait. I want you, Lila, here and now. With Skylar, like, running around in a circle. Remember that. So do I. But I think we should finish off the demon first. Help Skylar. Maybe take a rain check. Finish off the demon first. Can the wolf not hold off the demon just a moment longer? That's all you need is a moment, sir? Maybe I should have picked Skylar. Alexander. He sets you back on your feet with a long sigh. Ah, very well. Never said a werewolf do a vampire's job. Let us go save him. Is that any way to talk about a friend? Friend, simply because I did not kill him does not make us friends. Agree to disagree. Now come on, there's only so many circles he can run around her before he collapses. But we shall take up these activities after we conquer the demon. Bet on it. Ah, so you do get time to... Okay. Confess my feelings for Skylar, so you can still do both. Okay. When you return to Skylar, you turn Alexander feeling every bit as guilt-ridden as the first time. But I really do love both of them, and I need them both to know, and I'm sure Alexander understands. Alexander... Say no more, Lila. I shall summon a mist to disorient her while you two speak. His eyes flicker with jealousy, but he covers it with a calm nod. As Alexander shrouds the woods in a gazy veil of clouds, you take Skylar's hand and lead him to the same spot. How romantic. Sorry, not sorry. But when you turn to face him, your heart skips a beat at the look of fierce concern on his face. He tips your chin up and looks you over with his piercing wolf eyes. Skylar, what's wrong? Just making sure she didn't get the chance to do her creepy body-snatching thing with you. Nope, it's definitely me. His head rolls back and he heaves a sigh of relief. Thank God, Lila. When she touched you, I don't think I've ever been that scared before. Concerned for my pack, yeah, but actually afraid. When I saw how close you were to giving in, that was maybe the first time in my life I felt real fear. I don't want to live without you, Lila. I can't. He lets out a shuddering breath and looks away, almost like he's afraid to meet your eyes. When a wolf loses their fated mate, they lose a piece of themselves, the piece that keeps them alive. I'm not strong enough to survive that. Well... Now you know how I feel. When you insisted on fighting that stupid duel, I was so afraid that you were going to die, I just ran. I knew the entity was controlling you, and at that point, I would have given anything to save you. Including letting a demon possess your body? Anything. Don't be ridiculous, Lila. You should know by now that I can take care of myself. I'm not taking that chance, because I can't live without you either. You won't have to, because I am never leaving your side again. Promise? Cross my heart. You place your hand on his chest with a teasing smile. This heart? That's the one. Good, because I'm pretty fond of the heart. Pretty fond of the whole package, actually.
Fond. Ouch. Kiss of death.
Well, maybe a little more than fond. And if I didn't say it before, I'm really glad you and Alexander didn't tear each other apart.
Yeah, that was a pretty near thing.
What happened when I left?
Well, we stopped fighting, obviously, and then of course Grace slapped both of us around a little.
I'm sure she did.
But watching you walk away, the thought of never seeing you again, it made me realize that wanting revenge for something that happened before I was even born is kind of ridiculous.
That's what I've been saying.
I know. Feeling pretty stupid, it took almost losing you to realize that having you in my life is the only thing that matters.
Good, because that's how I feel about you. He grins, pulling you into his arms, smiling, that mischievous smile that always makes your heart melt.
Tell me more.
Like, how happy I am you didn't die?
We covered that already.
Okay, how about I can't imagine life without you?
You feel a shiver of excitement and his beaming smile. Like the sound of that. Keep going.
You nudge his neck and whisper the next words against his skin. Then I'm proud to be your fated mate.
Oh, now we're talking. Come on, get to the good part.
I'm a play coy. Now that I think about it, this may not be the right time. We've got to fight to win. Well, let's go. He laughs and locks his arms around your waist.
Oh no, you can't say all that and walk away. The hell with the entity. We're talking about this right now.
I love it when you tell me what to do.
I know you do, so let's hear it, Lila Griffin. Tell all of it.
You take a deep breath, then press a soft line of kisses from the hollow of his throat to the curve of his ear and whisper. Skylar Hemming, I love you. He lets out a joyous whoop, locks his wolf-strong arms around your waist, and wheeling you in a dizzying circles until your head spins. Never have I ever read that in like a halfway decent book. Wolf-strong arms. Wolf-strong. Is that like American-made? Skylar, let me down.
Not till you say it again.
I love you. I love you. Another whoop, and he sets you back on your feet. Before you can even catch your breath, his lips crash to yours in a searing kiss that charges the air between you. Growling, he walks you back until you're pressed between the tree and his hard, lithe body. Because copy and pasting... I can't. Everybody has hard, lithe bodies that you love in this damn app. And literally it was the same lines with, Alexander. Literally dude. More. Yes. His hand blazes a trail down your thigh, yanking your leg around his waist and grinding himself against you. Heat pulses in your core. It's the same here, too!
That's my girl. I'm in a mood right now. A shiver dances over your skin at the proud, possessive note in his voice, a low moan escaping from your throat. Suddenly you remember where you are and why. Reluctantly you push him back.
Skylar, wait, we have to stop.
Stop, you gotta be kidding me.
No, we have to finish off the evil body-snatching demon first.
Damn entity, always ruining the moment. Alexander can hold her off for another minute, can he? We got some unfinished business here.
You laugh and lean in to brush your lips against him, giving his lower lip a quick nip. Now, what kind of friend would you be if you left him to fight her off on his own?
Whoa, I think you're overstating it a bit. Just because we didn't kill each other doesn't make us friends.
Agree to disagree. Now come on, the entity could break through that mist thing at any moment.
Okay, as long as you promise we pick up where we left off once we bury her demon ass.
Oh, don't worry, I plan to pick up exactly where we left off. In the same spot, against the same tree, against two lit bodies. That's where. Anyway, the two of you make your way back, breaking into a run, when you see the entity has returned in full force. Such a touching little interlude, but my patience has run thin. I've had enough of these interlopers and of this distraction. You will not deny me. She raises her hands, pinning Alexander and Skylar to the ground with a merciless wall of wind. You gasp at the sight of them, rendered immobile with barely a flick of the entity's wrist. I knew she was strong, but I still may have underestimated just how strong. Much better. Now that I've eliminated the distractions, it's time to decide, Lila. Do you want to be powerful? Or do you want to die? Your stomach roils with fear, and you look over at Alexander and Skylar, who are desperately trying to free themselves from her supernatural grip. Alexander's steady gaze meets yours, beseeching you to stand strong, while Skylar wrestles with the earth, grass flying in his determination to get to you. She can try all her dirtiest tricks, but it doesn't matter. Even if they're not literally at my side, I know my strength now. I'm not alone, and I never will be. You clench your fists and face her head on. I want you to kiss my ass. You're delusional to think I would want it to be anything like you. Now take your BS offer, go straight back to hell where you belong, Maledicia. Oh, thank heavens. That's my girl. The entity doesn't look nearly as thrilled with your reply. Her face grows deadly, still every ounce of teasing and her usual expression gone. What's left is a cold rage in her eyes that chills you to the bone. Stupid fool. Just as stubborn as the rest of your line, and you know exactly what happened to them. I do. I would never give myself up to someone who took my family away from me. Shadows whirl around you as her anger rises. You're not sure whether it's your legs trembling or the earth itself. Very well. If you won't give me what I'm owed, then I'll just have to take it. The same way I took it from your mother and grandmother. I gave you a chance. I gave you all the chances. And none of you appreciate it. None of you appreciate me. You find yourself choking on air as she seems to grow before your very eyes. You leave me no choice. Prepare to die. Yeah, heard that all before. Anyway, without further ado, thank you all for watching. Before I gotta say what I gotta say, please remember to support the content. There's things down below, but also make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you aren't already. With that being said, I'm gonna go in a place in an avenue we haven't gone in a very long time. You remember It Lives Below? And you remember how we dealt with that thing? Yeah. You know what would take this entity off the board and send it back to hell? Now that, two people know her name besides yourself. Is you giving up. It would save the town. It would save them both. It would save everyone. No more future lineage having to deal with the same burden that your great-grandmother did to all of you. You take yourself off the board. She's linked to you. She's connected to you. You're literally what, in a way, she already possesses. Just saying. And if this was the It Lives Below crew that was still writing this stuff, that would be an option. Seriously. Think about it. You have a choice here. To risk the town, risk Alexander and Skylar, risk everyone, risk dying, or to know that you would save both of them and save the town. I know it's not what everybody wants to hear. Everybody wants to, hear the happy kumbaya. Oh, yeah, no, we defeated her with some plot hole, some plot armor. And you know what's sad is if you read Blades of Light and Shadow, this chick is taking far more than an actual god. This entity is taking more effort and more everything than a god. Think about that for a minute. Ain't that wild? It's really sad. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.